Hello everybody, I'm Tin Starfish, and welcome to a brand new series here on the channel. This is Minecraft, of course, but this is actually a modded version of the game centered around the Create mod, and specifically the newly sort of re-released or updated version of Create Aeronautics, which is a mod that allows you to basically create new objects in the world. And essentially you can make airplanes, aircraft, vehicles, all sorts of cool contraptions. Now, I've played around with it a little bit in creative, but I have not touched it yet in survival. So that's kind of the plan with the new series. So I've just gone ahead and thrown together a really small mod pack. And here is the list of mods that we have. We'll just go through this really quick. There is quite a few create-focused add-ons. I haven't played with a lot of them, so I figured it would probably be a good time to take a look at some of those as well. So we have those, and yeah, basically everything else is pretty standard for a modded Minecraft playthrough. One of the mods of note also is Tectonic, which, as you can see behind me, actually modifies the game world and makes it a lot more kind of flat and a little more realistic. You'll see that most of the terrain is a little more spread out, and the plains actually look like plains, the mountains look more like mountains, and this should be pretty good for what we're doing. Apparently there's a woodland mansion right here. So without any further ado, let's get started surviving. Alright, and I had a little fight with some zombies earlier, so unfortunately I'm low on health. But we should be able to, yeah, here's some cows down here. And I did spend a lot of time talking, so it is already nighttime. So what I'm gonna do is just quickly cut down some trees. And I might have my sounds up too high. That should be a little bit better. And we have our first crafting table, and I think I can make a crafting table on a stick. This should help out a ton. And I'll make a wooden axe, and I think I'll collect some beef. And nighttime is already here, so I'm gonna head inside of the wall here. I might have to chop down another tree. Shouldn't be too difficult though. And I'll craft a wooden pickaxe and spend a little bit of time collecting some cobblestone and hiding from all of the monsters. While I'm down here, I'll craft a furnace, and I'll get some of these logs turned into charcoal and get some of this beef cooking. And you've probably all seen this part of Minecraft 10,000 times, so I think what I'm gonna do is just quickly get started in this world. Find some resources, and then we'll come back. And we'll come back in a little while when everything is kind of set up a little bit and we have some resources to play with. Alright, I've spent a little bit of time collecting some materials, and here is our haul. I also went out and killed a few pigs as well as one more cow, and I should be able to now craft a backpack. I'm gonna need a chest, and here we go. We do have the sophisticated backpacks mod in this mod pack, so this is definitely gonna save us a lot of trouble down the road. And we might even be able to, we could almost upgrade it, and we should be able to immediately upgrade it now. And here we go. Yeah, that is so much bigger than before. And I don't think I want to live here long term. It is a little bit inconvenient to get to. So I think I'm going to pack up and, yeah, head on and try to find a decent area to actually get settled in. By the way, the area that I'm at right now, hopefully I can open up my map without getting killed. We actually spawned over here, and I walked over in this direction just because I saw that this is sort of more of a spruce area. But I am looking at the map, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure where I want to set up yet. Like I mentioned before, we have the Terralith mod in this mod pack, which means that the biomes are going to be a lot bigger, and they'll also be a little more realistic, and I think we're actually going to see bigger oceans as well. Oh, there's otters here from Hybrid Aquatic. Oh, I forgot I added that mod. Nice. Now, of course, spawn in this world is really, really cool. It is a little bit basic, but I kind of like it. This could be a pretty good place to, at the very least, get started with everything and build a few farms here. Now, long term, what I want to do is actually have a traveling base. So essentially what I want to do is build an airship that's like really, really big and just have everything, all of the essentials at least, and just kind of travel the world and have like different farms set up in different areas. But I do think that honestly, this is probably the best that we're gonna get, and it is pretty good. So yeah, I think we'll stick around here for a little while. In fact, I might go down here by the river. So I think it's finally time to get started on the Create mod. We're gonna need a few machines and contraptions in order to actually get started with this mod. The first thing that we're gonna need is probably gonna be the water wheel. This will actually allow us to generate some power, and we're gonna need shafts for this, which is made from andesite alloy, which is just zinc nuggets and andesite mixed together. We found a decent amount of zinc inside of the cave. So here we go. Our first couple of andesite alloy. Now we can combine that and we get 8 shafts from that, and we can surround a shaft in the oak planks to get a regular water wheel. And I think I actually want to immediately upgrade this into the large water wheel. It just gives you a little bit more stress capacity. The next thing that I want to do is make our first few andesite casings. All we need to do is place down oak logs on the ground, strip them, and right-click them with andesite alloy. This will give us our casings, which are basically used in every single machine in this mod. If we take a look here, we can see, yeah, it's required for quite a bit. And unfortunately, upgrading my iron backpack kind of used all of my iron, so I will have to go mining again. There is actually a small cave here, so I might just go and explore that. Alright, I've gotten a little more iron now, so we can craft a block of iron, which is actually used by the mechanical press. Let's see here, let's grab some of these and build the first mechanical press. Now we also are probably going to need a depot, which we just need another andesite ingot for. Here we go. And the depot is somewhere. Here it is. Nice. By the way, I kind of want this series to be sort of part tutorial, but also mostly just looking at cool stuff that we can build with Create Aeronautics. So sometimes I'm going to be explaining a lot, sometimes I won't. I do apologize. If you want to know a little more, there's definitely some great tutorials out there as well. But for now, we're going to go ahead and dig out a small area here, and we'll just place our water bucket down, and we'll place this water wheel. This one needs a little more room than most do, or the other style does, I should say. Oh, okay. Game lagged out really hard there. Hopefully that's not a long-term issue. But yeah, here we go. We can go ahead and place it down, and you'll notice that when it has water flowing near it, like basically underneath or above, it will begin to spin. Now, I believe it actually only needs 3 faces of it touching water. This one currently has like 4, so it should be fine though. So I'll go ahead and place my mechanical press down with the depot not that close underneath. Right there should do. I think it won't do it if it's that close. I believe it needs 1 block in between. So now if we place some iron on top of this, this is going to slowly press the iron ingots down. Any minute now. And we get iron sheets from that. Nice. So right now I kind of want to start to work towards building our first physics contraption. And I think I have an idea. I haven't tested this at all, so I don't even know if it's going to work. But basically what I want to make is a hand drill for mining. And I think the way that we're going to be able to achieve this is with a red portable engine. Now the portable engines are pretty cool. You basically give them coal and they'll turn that into rotational energy, similar to how the water wheel works. But obviously it's a lot smaller and only takes up a single block, and it can also be used on our physics contraptions. So what we're going to need to do is build an engine assembly. Now this is going to take a little bit because we actually need to cut an iron sheet down with a saw and then press it in a mechanical press. And that needs to be repeated 8 times per engine assembly, and there's actually only a 50% chance of it making something. So yeah, this might take a while. I hear a drown next to me, so I think I'm going to go ahead and sleep. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is make a mechanical saw, which we have all of the iron sheets for already. The mechanical saw is pretty good. It's actually used in cutting down trees. It'll actually cut down an entire tree. If you place it down at the base of the tree, it'll chop the entire tree down, which is actually really useful. And in fact, we can actually craft a hand crank as well to assist in this. So let's just use this tree up here as a demonstration. So we just make sure that the saw is facing the log, place the hand crank on the back, and just start cranking it. That should knock down the entire tree, and we get all of the wood and saplings from it. Not too bad. Using the hand crank does take a little bit of food, by the way, so definitely watch your hunger as you do this. Next up, I want to start working on the physics assembler. This will actually be what enables the physics objects and allows us to basically build all of our contraptions. It looks pretty easy, just 2 andesite alloy, an andesite casing, and a lever. We should have everything that we need. So here's our lever, our andesite casing, and our 2 andesite alloy, and here's our first physics assembler. You have no idea how excited I am for this. So how this works is pretty simple, actually. So what we do is basically we'll place down a log here for now, and then what we do is we just place it on the log, hold down right click on the physics assembler, and use your mouse to lift it up. And you'll notice that it changes just slightly, and this is now a physics enabled object. And we can actually punch it now. Yeah, that's so cool. And you'll notice that it's off the grid, but the cool thing is we can actually just break it if we want to. Now, if we break the physics assembler itself, this oak log is actually going to stay as a physics object. A physics object. And we can actually keep building off of this. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And we can still move it around. And yeah, we now have a log. Now, if we actually break this in half, this is actually going to be 2 separate physics entities. And the way that you actually get these back together is a method that I actually don't have right now, unfortunately. Basically, you use a slime ball to bring them back together. Alright, so returning to our setup over here, I'm going to get the mechanical saw down. And I just want to make sure that, yeah, okay, it's on the back. So, I don't know. I think if we make a few more casings, we can combine shafts and any type of plank to create cogwheels. Now, these can be used in the world as well. If I put it here, it'll begin to spin. But what we want to use this for is... where'd that go? There we go. And place an andesite casing inside. And we get a gearbox. This basically changes the direction of a rotational force. So this one is spinning this way right now, and it's facing out towards that wall over there. If I place down this gearbox, it'll actually split this up into 3 different directions. This one on this side is going to be the opposite of what the one over here was. And then these ones will begin to spin. This one's counterclockwise, and this one is, I think, also counterclockwise, right? Yeah. But what we can also do with this is if we craft it again, we can actually make a vertical gearbox. And this will actually turn it upside down, and we can finally place our mechanical saw on top just like that. And nope. I guess technically we didn't need this. Right, of course, because it has a pass-through here as well. Oh, interesting. I swear I saw it on the bottom earlier. I wonder if that changes. But anyway, so this saw blade is now spinning, and if we make another iron sheet, place it inside of our mechanical saw, which I guess we have to throw it. That will make an incomplete engine assembly, and then what we do from here, we need to place it back inside of the press. And basically, I'm just going to have to go back and forth between these two 8 times. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, this should be the last step here, so hopefully it doesn't break. It does have a 50% chance to break, but it looks like... Oh, it did break. Oh man, we got a block of industrial iron. Okay. I'll just have to run this back through. That took forever. Alright, one more try. Let's see if it works. We already lost the 50-50, so it has to work this time. Oh yeah, it looks like we got it. Nice, the engine assembly. And now we can craft a blast furnace and combine it with our engine assembly, which I believe I put in here, as well as an iron sheet, and there's our red portable engine. So, like I said before, this acts exactly like the water wheel in that it will provide some power to us. So we place it down, I think it's facing the right way, and now if we just feed it some coal, it will begin to spin. And I believe it's a little bit faster than our water wheel was, but obviously it requires coal to use or any kind of fuel. I think you can use blaze cakes later on as well. But yeah. So now I also want to borrow our mechanical saw. And if we craft an iron handle, it will actually allow us to place this on a physics contraption. And if we shift and right click, we can actually drag it around. The only problem with this though is the heavier that our contraption becomes, the harder this will actually be. But for now, this should work. What I want to do is get our mechanical saw down here at the end. That should work right there. Current shader pack contains broken shaders. Okay. I guess I'll have to break the handle off anyway here. Oh yeah, the shaft on the end is broken there, but that should be fine. This is still assembled, I believe. And then if we grab a handle, I kind of want it, let's see. Where would be a good place for this? Maybe off to the side, actually. That way I can kind of drag it and line it up. So my plan for this very oddly shaped contraption is to use it to cut down some trees. Now this is obviously just a test of this system. We can actually apply some more things to this to make it a little bit better. But at least for now, oh wow, it got flipped upside down. It shouldn't be too bad to flip back up. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I have a test tree over here that we can try this out on. I did end up putting the handle on the back because it was a little bit easier for dragging it around. Let's see if I can get this thing upright though. I don't think it'll actually matter if it is upright, but just for our testing purposes here, I want to see it in action. So if we give the red portable engine a little bit of redstone, some coal, you'll notice that the mechanical saw actually begins to work. Now the, I guess I did give it the whole stack. One piece of coal will power this for a couple of minutes. All right, so what I want to do is just line it up and maybe push it in a little bit further. Yeah, here we go. And it breaks the full tree. Nice. This might also damage me. Let's test it out. Yep. Actually doesn't do as much as I thought it would though. Now one issue that I have with the red portable engine, or I should just say the portable engine, is that it actually, you can't shut it off as far as I can tell. So it's always going to be burning your coal, but I guess that's a small price to pay for a portable saw like this. All right, let's give it another test here. We got it lined up. I just want to feed it one coal. And here we go. Yep, that's a tree deleted. Now, while I was dragging it earlier, it did actually attack me, kind of. So yeah, you definitely got to be a little bit careful with this thing. And while I'm here by the ocean, I might as well grab some of this kelp as well. Kelp is used in making belts in this mod. And spoilers, there's also tires, which means that we can actually make a moving like truck. Alright, I've spent a little bit of time doing some of the normal Minecraft things like gathering sheep and cows because I was definitely running low on food. I also have a little wheat and carrot field here, but now I want to get back into building some more contraptions. And I do think that I want to start off by creating some wheel mounts. So to make these, we're just going to need andesite casing, springs, and an iron sheet. These springs are just 2 iron sheets and 1 iron nugget, and these will actually make 2 each. So if we make 2 of those, that's 4. And then we should be able to make... Oh, okay, it looks like we can only make 2 right now. But with a couple more iron sheets, we should be able to make the last 2 that we need here. Oh, I'm gonna need another andesite casing, I think. Here we go. And that should allow us to make another wheel mount. So we have 4 now. I also cooked up some dried kelp, and we can actually use that to make our tires. Now, I was thinking about using small tires, however, the area around us is pretty hilly. So I'm wondering if either regular tires or large tires even would be good. Let's just try these regular ones. They're only 4 dried kelp each. That should be fine. Here we go, 4 of those. And my saw should be somewhere, here it is, inside of this man-made forest that I made. So we're gonna be upgrading this guy. Let's see if I can break that grass inside, maybe not. We'll just pop that there. Break this iron handle. Oh, that turns it into 2 different ones, so we don't want that. And I actually want to move this down here. This should be a little bit easier to work on. So if we go ahead and break this handle again and place some oak planks down here, I'll probably end up moving this engine as well. So let me put that here. So one thing with these contraptions is if a block is at an angle, it'll actually stay connected. So this is still all just one. Then I can place another... I guess the engine kind of has to be here, huh? I think for now I'm just going to focus on getting these wheels on it. Here we go. So we'll put those up right here. And maybe bring them back a little bit. Place those on the back as well. Then all you need to do is just right-click the wheel mount with a tire, and it will place the tire on it. Okay, these wheels are pretty big, but it should be fine. So now I'm just gonna remove these planks on the bottom here. Don't need those anymore. So with the wheels, this thing should actually be a lot easier to move around now. Now, obviously, just putting an engine on this isn't gonna make it work. Obviously, we can get the saw working, but the wheels aren't gonna turn. We're not gonna be able to steer it or anything, but I think it's just gonna have to work for now. So a pretty neat feature of the iron handle is it kind of acts like a ladder. If you just regularly right-click this, it'll actually bring you towards it. If you hold back, if you hold S, it'll actually pull you further away. If you hold W, it'll pull you closer. And then if you move your mouse down, it'll actually bring you up and around. And you can actually get on top of your machine. It's pretty neat. Here we go. Nice. So with these wheel mounts, by the way, we also have the ability to affect the suspension strength. This will just basically make it a little more bouncy or a little more stiff. I believe the lower is a little more bouncy, and then higher is like stiffer. So if we, I guess we can't really move it right now. Well, we might be able to. If I just move it up like this and then drop it, yeah, you can kind of tell it's a little stiff on this one. but a little more bouncy on this side. It's very subtle. All right, so I've kind of assembled I guess you could call it a vehicle here. Let's give it a quick test to see if it'll actually move. So basically what I've done is I've added these encased chain drives all the way down the center. This kind of acts as a drivetrain in a vehicle. And then I just have the red portable engine here that's connected to a gearbox, which is facing down into another encased chain drive that actually provides power for the encased chain drives here that will go directly to the wheels. And that's connected to all four, so this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. So if I go ahead and give the portable engine a bit of coal... Oh, it's overstressed, interestingly. Let me remove the saw. Here we go. Okay. And it is moving way faster than I thought it would. Oh man, it's going straight for the ocean. Uh-oh. Oh no. I think it just drove into the ocean. Oh man, and the jellyfish are on it. Oh yikes. I don't know how I'm supposed to get this out of here. Let's see if I can move it with the handle still. Okay. It's not too heavy. So hopefully I can pull it out of here. I see the wheels are still spinning, so the engine, yeah, the engine's still on. I might just have to wait for it to... Oh, man. Alright, so obviously we're going to need a way to steer this thing as well as stop it. So the way that you actually steer these wheels is you give them a redstone signal. So if I do it on the front face here, it'll turn to the right. And if I do it on the back face, it'll turn left. Unfortunately, though, I don't have any redstone to make a redstone link, which is what we'll actually be using for this. So I'm going to have to go back to the mines and try to find a little bit of redstone. Alright, I've gathered up a little bit of redstone, and now we can finally create our redstone links. So we also need copper sheets for this, which is just copper ingots inside of a press. So we can go ahead, we need to make these transmitters. And I'm going to make 4 of these. And right, we also need andesite casings. Hopefully I have some. And now we can go ahead and make our redstone links. I've made 8 of them. We're probably going to need quite a few of these. Right now we only need, I believe we're going to need 4. Because we need, let's see here, is this the front? I think this is the back, actually. We could make all 4 tires steer. Here we go. Just gonna replace these levers that we already have here. Oh, and, oh, yeah, that'll work. I wasn't sure if we needed a wrench to turn these into receive mode or not, but it looks like we can just shift right click these. Here we go. And to control these, we are going to need a linked controller. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I saw somebody report that this isn't working with contraptions. We'll have to give it a test. If not, we'll have to create a typewriter, which is, yeah, a whole process. So we'll have to figure something else out, maybe. So now we can just configure our redstone links. I'll put redstone at the top of all of these. Here we go. And then I'll put copper at the bottom of this one and this one here, and andesite alloy here and on this side. Oh, and redstone dust there. So now when we shift right click on the linked controller, we get this whole menu, and we'll just have to experiment. I can never remember quite. I think it's going to be andesite. So if I go here and here, that should be left, and then right should be that. So if I go ahead and do that, then I believe I right click and okay, actually that Whoops, I just popped off the tire there. It is working now though. So if you have the Create Connected mod installed, it'll actually break it. But if you go into your config, so I went mods and typed in connected. Here we go, config, common, modify, under features, scroll all the way down to redstone link wildcard. Make sure that that is actually turned off. Make sure you save as well. And I had to relog, so I left my world, got back in, and now it's working. So we are back in business. We can actually turn properly. I think I actually got it right the first time. Let's see. Yep, that's turning right, and that's turning left. Nice. Next up, I want to make a directional gear shift. This is a really powerful contraption from Create Simulated. Basically, this will allow us to move forward or backwards if we hold down W or S in our redstone link. And the cool part is, if it's unpowered, it actually will not allow the signal to go through it. So it's really powerful for making vehicles. All right, so we'll want the engine here. So I'm thinking before we have this part, let me get a block down there, put this down in this slot here. This will go sideways so that we don't accidentally get a signal running through it. Then we'll rotate this one here. Something like that. We'll probably want this one rotated back then. So we can go ahead and place the directional gear shift down. And we do need to be careful because these other redstone links will power it. That's why it's not right here, because in my testing world, I had it right above here and it was actually getting interfered with. So hopefully it'll work right here. Let's get these guys down. So one way, let's see, let's get some redstone. We'll have copper sheets on one and I guess a furnace on the other one. So we'll do redstone at the top, copper sheet on the right side here, furnace on the left. Then we can get the vertical gearbox back in place right here. And that should be everything actually. Let me go and find my engine again, and we can just place that back on the front there, and it's looking pretty good. I also want to grab a seat, which is just a slab with a piece of wool, and we'll go ahead and place that, I guess, right here. This thing is looking a little weird, but I kind of like it. It almost looks like a truck to me. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the surrounding area, get it off of the cinder blocks there. And I think we're good to go. So I should be able to give this thing power now. Yep. Oh, I need to configure this as well. I'm not entirely sure which direction forward is going to be. Let's just say that's backwards and then this is forward. We might have to flip those around. So we right click. Oh, they're not in receiver mode. So let's activate those. Here we go. Now it should work. Right click again, forwards. Oh, we actually got it right. Forwards and backwards. And then left, or sorry, right and left. Oh, here we go. Can climb up the hill pretty well. Oh, this is so cool. If I go into F4, oh, I can't quite control my camera, unfortunately. Yeah, this thing is looking pretty cool. Let's see here. I'm gonna hop on. And there is a unique F5 mode, which we can actually scroll in and out, which is really cool. If I right click again, here we go. And now we can move around the world inside of a car. Oh, this is so cool. The camera is gonna make me kind of sick though. Oh, I'm so sorry, horse. Uh-oh. Oh, we're out of fuel. Let's put some more coal in there. I put the whole stack in. That should be fine though. So yeah, now we can freely explore. This thing is pretty big though, so it might be a little bit hard getting through some of these areas. But if we were to put the saw back on, we could actually just chop down trees in front of us. Ah, well, I already tipped it over. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to get this thing back up. Maybe I can. Oh. Huh. Maybe grab it from this side and just pull it over. See if this will work. Nope. Alright, I got it stuck for a little bit down by the river, but I managed to pull it out from there. By the way, I had forgotten to reset my suspension. Let's see if I can get back up here. There we go. Yeah, these were, some of them were set to 10, and some on the other side were set to like the max, so it was really bouncing around kind of weirdly, and I had both of the ones that were lower on the right side, so I think it kept on like bouncing up, and it was a little bit of a hassle, but I managed to fix it. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna pull all of the coal back out and just let it idle for a little bit. Alright, I've spent a little bit of time decorating this thing, and it is looking so cool now. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Jeep. It's almost a semi-version of a Jeep. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool. There's not a lot to talk about. Something I did on the back here is I added a crafting table and a furnace. And of course, this thing is loaded with a pretty decent amount of storage as well. So we can actually... where did that go? Up on the roof. This thing is almost designed as a traveling base, so we can actually do most things on the run here. So let's go ahead and give it another test here. I'll just give it the full stack of coal. So yeah, you just feed it at the front, and then you can just hop back in. We have seating in here as well as a bed. So we can sit down in this main chair here, go into F5 mode, and start running it. Okay. I think I've added a lot of weight to it, so it's definitely very, very slow. It's still 4-wheel drive. I temporarily had it as just front-wheel drive. Oh wow, this thing is really slow now. So I might have to add either more engines or another way of powering this thing, because it is so slow now. Another thing we can do is if we combine paper with a physics assembler, we actually get a contraption diagram, and this might be the coolest feature in this mod. So if we put this on our vehicle here, let's find a decent spot for this. Maybe somewhere inside. I wonder if we can put it there. Okay, that should work. So what this will allow us to do is view our vehicle. So you can see it's here. You can see everything here, which is really, really cool. It's in like a little more of a pixelized, almost hand-drawn style as well, which is pretty cool, I think. You can actually see your character as well. Like if I open this door, I might be able to see myself. I might be too far away, but you can kind of see me peeking through the window there. Let's see if I can get to the other side. Maybe here? Can we see me? Not really, no. Anyway, though, this will actually allow us to kind of configure and view the different properties of our machine. So one of the things that we can turn on is gravity. This is a constant force. This is basically how much the gravity will affect us. This is mostly useful for flying machines. We also have drag, levitation, balloon lift, propulsion, lift, and magnetic force. Propulsion will basically show when we're moving. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Yeah, I can't do it with the controller, unfortunately. Also, if you click and drag a box, it'll actually zoom in on a particular part of your machine, your contraption, over on the right side there. It kind of just lets you see in a little more detail different parts of your contraption. Another thing we can do is turn on the center of mass. You can see we have a pretty decent center of mass, surprisingly. And then also the total mass. This thing is 62.25 kpg. I don't know exactly what that unit means. Kilos per gram? Kilo per gram? I don't know. Okay, I have found a flaw with my design as well here. These bumpers are actually blocking the wheels from being able to lift us up. So it actually can't climb blocks anymore, which is kind of funny. Alright, but I just realized how long this episode actually is. I've just been having such an awesome time with this mod that, yeah, time flew by really fast. So I'll probably end things there for today. In the next episode, I think I want to keep working on this and actually achieve the goal that I was going to actually originally aim for with this vehicle, which is to make an underground mining machine. So if you're excited for that as well, make sure to stick around, leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell notification to get more updates and future videos. Huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. But I think I'm going to end things there for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.